There's my view of the game. Yeah. And I'm all prepared because I immediately can get the buff with deck. Why buff a crafter, I hear you ask? Sounds crazy, doesn't it? What's the point of doing such a thing? It would help if I targeted him. Hi, Serious Creeper! Yay! I'm glad you decided to come by. Oh no! Did I stop my... Oh, I thought I'd been really well prepared and everything. That's okay. We can chat while I buff. So I have to... This is my... Deck is the guy who plays the music. I've turned the music off. You can actually usually hear... And it can actually usually hear the music in the game of the character. I'll turn it on. But the thing is, it'll be doubled because I'm on flipping player music. Look. Da, da, da. Ben Hackman, welcome to the chat. Greasy Furburger, hey. Rebel Scum is in the chat. Nice. Hello. Everyone's here. The last few ones were too early. Yeah, I thought that. I saw after a week of doing it, I sort of started to see the audience go up in the middle of the afternoon and towards the evening. So it's like, all right, I've got to stream later then, haven't I? Bum, 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 bum. Ren from my YouTube streams, nice. Yeah, I'm sorry to hear you're ill, SC. Are you seeing any improvement at all? Yeah. I think most people who have it's been fatal have been elderly, but there are more and more reports of people who are younger with underlying health problems catching it and struggling, and a few deaths, I think. It's pretty crazy to think it's 2020 at Christmas. I don't think anyone would have guessed that this would be the thing that was, you know, that was the next crisis. And I remember having a chat with Sue, just talking about, like, yeah, you know, something happens and everyone prepares for that thing, and then the thing that is the next crisis is always a surprise. It's like we're never ready for it. It comes out of left field. It's something different. It's not terrorism. It's a global pandemic. Let me move my camera up a little. Not that I'm a narcissist, but, you know, I've gone to all the effort of buying one. Cocking hell. There we go. Ah! I might as well center myself. Hey, Stackin in the house. Hey, Darth Vatic. You changed your name, have you? Changed your Twitch name. Oh, right. So, I'm doing this because the other night I was going around doing all the boring stuff to get this amazing success chance item. It's a crafting interface bollock. I think that's the in-game name. And in order to get it, you have to go to the Night Sister stronghold and convince them that you're mate. So I did all that grinding the other night, and now I'm ready to go do it. Yeah, we'll be prepared if it's a zombie apocalypse. Everyone seems to be an expert at hoarding food already. They've got that. They've got like +5 in that. I don't know how they knew to when they rolled their characters. +5 in hoarding. They went from spy to officer, then, yeah, entertainer, because I've been working on my medic since we were grouping the other night and we needed a medic. I thought, I've got another character, I need to work on him. So we need an entertainer. And Techto is now an armor smith. So we're all over the place at the minute, but I think it's settling down a bit. I do have a medic now. I was working on his skill tapes and his armor stuff. I got his exotics going. We went for healing potency, heal cost reduction, and critical resists, critical hit resists. But I didn't get around to doing the rest, so he's not optimal at the minute. Hey Django, welcome to the chat. Oh, that wonderful Wi-Fi. Get those guys out. Fix it. Fix it. All right, we're nearly there. We're nearly at max. And then I'm off to Dathomir. All right, don't cancel the buff this time. I'm just gonna go with this dude. All I want is whatever attacks him. I just want him to survive long enough to get away on his speeder, so nothing too fancy here. A little bit of second chance, and that'll do. I don't know if you guys do this, but like when I've got multiple characters logged in, I always log out the one I'm not using, because I think it might help the, well, pings. It might ping me less. You might have fewer pings or something. So the question is, should I go and get him buffed in Mos Eisley? I think I should, you know, just in case. And so I don't think these quests that I have to do with this guy are difficult or anything. There's no combat involved. So I should be able to do this without having to alt-tab too much. Without having to have like a combat character guard helping him. But we'll see. Everyone in Mos Eisley chatting, buffing. And when I was working on my medic, I realised you need the striker set. You need the striker jewellery set to give people buffs for any decent length of time, which is, well, I'll have to work on that. It's cost 65 million, so I can't get that right now. Do anything to get more money in-game without resorting to a trader character. You can. I mean, you need to start looking... What level are you at? Are you at level 90? Let's count, so drop the Druas name. Oh, okay, fair enough. Yeah. I'm swapping characters, you're changing names. We've got identity crisis going on. We're off. We're buffed, we're done, we're ready. Have a lot more experience in this game. Sorry, Django, I didn't see your first message there. I managed to grind my way to level 90 as Dark Jedi in terms of expertise, investments, and also became an Imperial pilot. However, now that I theoretically qualified to top level content in the game, I need better gear. Yeah, that's the thing. So, what's the best way to make money as a combat character when you're not geared for end level content? Well, what I would do, and I'm no expert, and anyone else in the chat, pipe in. What I would do is start looking at running quests that you may not have done in the grind that have good rewards, and then sell those rewards on the bazaar. So for instance, if you were to do the Riot Trail series of quests, there are some rewards to that, like the proton rifle and stuff, that you can start putting all that stuff on the bazaar. And like, what else could you do? Like grinding missions, but you need so many credits. You see, because I have a crafter, that is how I make my money. As a combat character, I'm not sure. I mean, you need to get into groups with other people to do the high-level content, I guess, and start slowly working up towards it, don't you? What do you guys think? Can you be a little bit more coherent than I'm being? A combat character who's not a crafter, not endgame geared, but reached level 90. What do you do to make money at that stage? I mean, I think it's selling high-value loot, I think, is a good option. But you just need to know what you're looking for, so... yeah. Yeah, sell holocrons on the bazaar. You could grind mobs. Clothing that drops, you know, the statted clothing that drops from absolutely everything in the game. A crafter like me needs that, so don't destroy it. Put it on a vendor. Create just an alt character. Create a vendor in your house with the alt character and put all your loot on it, or just sell it on the bazaar. But those, like that statted clothing, if you find anything with 3 stats on it, that's valuable. Sell that for decent money. Don't throw that away. Because people need that for reverse engineering. That's a good one. You could do treasure chests. I think a treasure chest map costs 10k, and there's a chance you might get some good loot in that. You could also look at creature harvesting. You could hunt mobs and sell the hides and bones and meat on the bazaar to traders. If you can find a particularly, if you start looking at like Star Wars Galaxy's Craft, you can locate like what enemies are dropping what hides, and if something is dropping a really, something has a really good hide, loads of chefs or armor smiths will want that hide, and none of them want to go out and grind mobs. They want someone to go and get it for them. So you can go and like be a hunter basically and farm for resources. You could try that. Controls. Sound. No, graphics, that's the one. Terrain. Terrain details. Should we go all the way to the max? God, let's try it. Let's grind our flipping frames into the dust. Daily terminal quests from stacking. That's always a good idea. Sell the gear from certain mobs like feral Wookiees, Night Sisters. Yeah. Crits as well. So I think generally speaking, people are saying the same thing. It's kind of like locating what drops good gear and selling it. But as a kind of crafter guy, I'm like, become a hunter and hunt for hides and meat and stuff and sell those. I have a friend who does nothing but craft food in the game and is constantly talking about the fact that you know, not enough people on the server actually gather the resources. There are a few scouts and hunters. So you could clean up, potentially. You can get good skills like, if you get into that, like milking. Sounds ridiculous, but if you get that milking skill up to a certain level and then you start milking creatures, you can sell those for like one exceptional milk is 100k. It's all stuff that is quite lengthy, laborious, but there's that to do. If you can fill a niche in the game, figure out what people want. Sometimes the crafters, sometimes combat characters, and find a way of getting that, be it grinding loot or grinding mobs or harvesting creatures. That's it. That's what I would say. Gatekeeper's sake. So we have to talk to her. Now I've got salutations, Outworlder. The recommendation of Robina carries power and respect in our clan. It is wise for you to respect the Night Sisters as well. We have the expectation of mutual benefit from a unique short-term partnership with you. You are welcome, outsider, if it is so. My thanks. What now? Oh, Deanie! Complete. I assume you seek the most powerful Night Sister spellweaver, Leandra. She is expecting you. Continue within until you come to some stairs leading up to the higher chamber. Leandra's chamber is behind the door to your right. Onwards and upwards. So this is like a late game theme park for anyone who doesn't know. I was completely unaware of it before I started playing Legends, and quite a number of things were added with the game. If you're a Jedi, you can get a good crystal from doing this theme park, and there are schematics, and there's this one item for traders that's really good. It's what I'm after with Snut Snort. Sage Noom converse. Aha, you will talk to me. You wouldn't talk to Naplu. I've heard your name. I might have a task for you. Yeah, what do you need? A long time ago, one of the great witches of the past created a number of shrines. They were meant to teach valuable lessons. However, youth nowadays care little for wisdom. They are all so busy grasping for power. Where do I get involved? The shrines have fallen into disrepair over the years. I've no longer the strength to travel the wilds to tend to shrines. I need someone to repair the shrines to ensure that they are not lost to time. Yes, I can do that. Thank you. Now, in order to do this, you will need to study the altar you are attempting to repair. There you will find some hints as to how the shrine should be repaired. It will also help you to draw up plans to craft the parts needed to complete the repair. Very well. Okay, so repair the altar. And I know it's going to ask me for some minerals, and I happen to have those. Don't milk the male creatures. No! Good advice, Stacking. It depends what the loot is, Django. You know, it varies, and you just have to get a feel for it over time. Some of it is just loot, junk that no one will buy, but some junk loot is very valuable. So you've just got to... Before you sell anything, to a junk dealer, I would advise going onto the bar, doing a universal search across all planets, putting the name of the thing in, and look at the price on the bazaar before you sell it to the junk dealer. Because it may be you just looked onto a really rare item and you had no idea. The junk dealer will buy it for 1,000 credits. There might be a player out there that will buy it for 1,000,000. So always check the bazaar if you're unsure. Usually whatever you're selling there'll be an example already on the bazaar. It's very unlikely that it won't already be there, but you'll be able to get a sense of what other people are selling it for. How much do they go for? Well, I tell you what, I found a vendor for Snort the other day with who has a constant supply of 3 statted clothing for me, and I will happily buy those for 90,000 credits. Just the convenience of having a vendor there that is always stocked, because I run through them like crazy. I'm using them all the time. So if you were to put one of those up for 90k, I would buy it. And sometimes it's to do with convenience, like when you find those 3 statted clothes are really hard to find on the bazaar because there's no easy way to nail down that's what you're looking for. There's no vendor search option. So if you become a vendor who is known for stocking like that 3 stat clothing, crafters will put your waypoint in their datapad so they don't have to constantly search on the bazaar. And so if you keep that vendor stocked, then they know to come back to you. I don't know, back when you were active around summer, grinding for a few hours usually got me 100k profit. Well, I mean, if you're making 100k profit an hour, that's not too bad, is it? But I don't know, you know. Depends what you want, doesn't it? A damaged altar. No, it's not a kill mission. I'm repairing an altar. What I'm hoping is I can just go along. I had a look at the wiki and it tells you that you need certain materials to repair the altar, so I got the ones that it told me to. But it also mentioned something about a schematic, so I don't know if I'm going to have to create a schematic first. We'll see. We'll see. It's all good, isn't it? It's new stuff that I've never done before, so that's what I want. That's what you want in a game. It's good. 2 or 3, yeah. Yeah, I would look at starting to locate valuable items and get a vendor going, for sure. You don't have to level up the crafter very far until you might even gain access in the NGE to a vendor straight away, I'm not sure. Altar of Inner Calm, so use. You have drawn up a schematic to help you repair the altar. Okay. Repair the altar. Where's the schematic then? It will be probably in general. Oh, I'll put my backpack on. Equip the backpack. Just so I've got a bit more inventory space. Drawn up a schematic. So where is the schematic? Turret, barricade, troll point, chance cube. Ha! I wonder if it's a structure crafting tool. That's all. Then not tower construction tool. Is that it? This tool can be used to construct and repair defensive. No, that's not it. That's to do with the invasions, the city invasions. Drawn up a schematic to help you. Where the hell would I find that? It's not in my inventory. Let's have a good look before I go all the way home and see if it comes in the structure tool. Turret, tower, offensive patrol, sockets. Well, it's a structure, isn't it? So let's try clicking on it first. Use. You need to craft the necessary parts before you can repair the altar. Yeah, but how the cock do I do that? How the cock do I do that? Okay. Yeah, I think it's good to have one just for utility. Just have your own vendor. There is a limit to what you can charge on the bazaar, so you need a crafter if you manage to get something that is going to cost 5 million. I don't think you can put anything on the bazaar that high of a cost, so you would need a vendor then. This is weird. I didn't think we would have to do this. I don't want to go near those red mobs. My hunch is that it's a structure schematic, and I didn't think I would have any call for those, so I haven't brought them with me. I keep the general tools, but like who knew you were going to have to? Well, I knew I was going to have to build an altar, but I didn't realize I would need to make a schematic and stuff. Come on. Come on, Rattletrap. There you are. Hey. Who has a Rattletrap? Show of hands. Some Rattletrap love in the chat. That would be nice. Oh, you have a tie. Well, it's better if you're in bed with Darth Vader, I guess. He's going to favour you a bit more. All the Rattletrap says is I'm poor and I need many more credits. Let's go home and see if we can find this flipping schematic. It probably mentioned this in the guide, but I don't want to go back to the guide every time. Let's discover things as if there is no guide. There is no internet. There is no internet that can help me in this situation. I just need to use my intelligence. My cough seems to be getting a bit better. I'm starting to worry because, like, you know, vaping makes you cough. You're going to have a little bit of a cough and you get a throat, you know, mucousy throat every now and again. But last week, I was coughing like crazy. I wonder if I had, I don't want to be flippant, but I wonder if I had the virus. And I didn't, I was thinking, oh, it's something to do with the vape fluid. They changed the recipe or something, because it was just making me cough all the time. And now I'm fine. Really odd. And it's the same stuff. I haven't changed the stuff at all. The vape stuff that keeps me fueled. Gives me power to play games. Doesn't actually. It just staves off the stupidity of being addicted to nicotine. I think it's dumb as hell when you... Have you seen any of those people who vape on YouTube? Like, I have vaping channels. And they sit there going... Because they think they're so cool. They think it's cool. It's not cool. It was not cool to start smoking. It's not cool to keep vaping. You're just addicted to something. It's not something to brag about. Alright, so structure crafting tool. Bench. I don't want to make a cocking bench. Alright, well I'm in range of crafting stations now, so maybe the generic tool has a little bit more crafting scanner interface. That's the thing I ultimately want to craft. Ah, there you go. Altar of inner calm repair parts. So I need to be in range. That's annoying. I need to be in range of a crafting station to do it. There are vaping channels. Thought about doing a series on space combat setups. Yeah, I mean, I did a space basics one. Do you mean specific builds and things? Darth Vapor, nice. Yeah, I suppose I could. I mean, I know about light fighters, I know about heavy fighters. I think I need a bit more knowledge. My instinct is I don't know enough to do that at this stage. Yeah, I don't think I know enough. Light Dark Wisdom. Parts crafted to repair a Dathomirian altar. You will only be able to successfully repair the altar if the values of the parts match those required by the altar. So how do I discover what I need to do it? Experiment. The Altar of Inner Calm repair part. So I think Inner Calm sounds like a light side thing. So maybe if I do that and we experiment with like light. Done experimenting. Is it a one-use schematic or can I do it more than once? Altar of Inner Calm. Overall, parts crafted to repair a Dathomir. You will need to be able to successfully repair the altar if the values of the parts match those required by the altar. How do I know what is required by the altar? Oh, shall I have a look? Let's have a look at the wiki. Damn it. SWG Legends, Witches of Dathomir. I mean, it could. Otherwise, I'm just flying across the galaxy blind, hoping against hope. Accept cookies, yes. Gatekeeper's sake. I got some. Once After you locate the altar, you need to examine it and then create the repair item which corresponds to the description of the altar. Once you repair the altar, return to Sage Sum and she will send you the location of the next one. Inner Calm, Dominance, Wisdom, Power. Let's, well, I've got tons of... It doesn't go into much details there, does it? This mission is available for entertainers. Tell you what I'll do. I'll do a load of them. It's definitely not going to be power and stuff, so assemble. So light. Let's do one with max light side. Done experimenting. We'll put a little bit in wisdom. Then we'll make another one. I hope I don't have to have really good minerals to do it. I was not banking on that. My minerals suck. Because I thought it would just be a generic item, like I didn't think I would have to have specific stats for it. Wisdom. Run experiment there. Let's do that. And then max wisdom. So I've got one max wisdom, one max light, and one sort of half and half. We'll head back. There's always something. I wonder if there was an option on the altar where I needed to check what was needed beforehand. Like examine it or something. We need a supercrafter in the chat who's done all this before and got their awesome crafting gear. So this is like end game. People want the jewelry sets and stuff. But this is like end game crafting for crafters. End game sets for crafters. I said sets, not penis. Off we go. Back to Dathomir. Well, who said it was gonna... No, I never said it was gonna be straightforward, did I? Yeah, I mean, that does help a little bit. In Minecraft, how many pieces of dirt do you need to make a house? There's a question for you. And if you do make it, how dirty is it if it's all made of dirt? Out of 1 to 10. 10 levels of dirt. Did your... What's it? Your... mud pack? That's out now, isn't it? I think I saw a video where you were tinkering with it. I hope that it's going well. And it's all you hoped for and all you wished for. I wish you the best. I certainly wish you the best. Tree fitty shulker box is full. Ooh, it's a shulker box. I haven't visited my little town in Minecraft for ages. Built a little tower and everything. Getting into that for a while. Every now and again I get the urge. It's one of those games, it's hard to shake, isn't it? Darthatic subbed. And thanks, DV, for subbing tier 1. What's tier 1? What do people know who know? People know Twitch. Say what tier 1, please. I don't understand the tiers. I know there's been plenty of tears and tribulations over the past few weeks, but these are different kinds of tears. They relate to Twitch. And I don't know what they mean. 20 tier 1, $5. Oh, nice. So if you, thank you, DV. So if it's tier 2, 15, tier 3, 25. Okay, so it's, I would have thought tier 1, or 30 for tier 3. Wow. I would have thought it'd been the other way around, like tier 1 is the top. Let's see this damaged altar. See if there's any way to see what the hell is going on with it. Tier 2, 10, tier 3, 25. It could be any amount of money. Good name for me, DV. Sounds vaguely... Yeah, I can't see Darth Vatic every time. DV. Alright, yeah, it sounds oddly... So, examine inner calm. To achieve your inner peace, light and darkness must be balanced, and the wisdom must be deep enough to carry the weight of both. Oh, okay, so inner peace, light and darkness must be balanced, and the wisdom must be deep enough to carry the weight of both. So I think that means... It's not going to be any of these, is it? Use. The item could not be used to repair the altar. So, hold on. Examine. Inner calm. Light and darkness must be balanced. Let's make notes. Light and dark balanced. And wisdom to carry the weight of both. So I think that means all the same. Screw it. Tiers are basically different donation amounts. In addition, that person subscribed gets access to various benefits. I think they can be customized. Okay, so I need to look into that. The Thronavirus. Around all of Twitch. Did I add some of those? I wonder if I added some of those. Different kinds of emotes and stuff. Can't remember. I can't remember. Do I have one set? What is the one that, what's the one that I've set? Pixelzilla. Oh, okay. So that you get that for subbing. And then I need to set up others for like tier 2 and tier 3. Back we go. Oh, Lexi's put up a camp. That'll cut down travel time. I said about not coughing. Spoke too soon. Damn it. Hold on, what's going on here? The more active subs you get, the more emote slots you unlock. Interesting. Okay, travel to Tats. Go. It's like a game. They've gamified it. Well, I think I've got some more little pixel men that I can do. Just drop them in. That's quick, because I did them ages ago. Use them for now. I know they're not very good, but they're at least thematically all the same. They're all the same sort of pixel art. Alright, so I'm not going all the way home, but I could use, I think I can use this one, this general crafting station here, to try and do this. Ah. So it's not there. So it looks like you do need a player. You do need a player research table or crafting table. Yeah. But your penguin dude. I haven't done a penguin. Nom, nom, nom. The next door neighbour posting something through the letterbox. I'm really curious what that is. Can I go and see what they wanted? When I'm streaming, am I allowed to do that? Only take 2 seconds. And then I would know, and then it would not be on my mind. Maybe they want like help with the to fight the coronavirus. Hello, we are your neighbours. Would you like to pool our resources and share toilet papers? Maybe, maybe not. I don't see the icon for the crafting station. Alright, maybe it doesn't register. Yeah, it might be a bundle of infection. I have to wash my hands afterwards. I'll tell you what it is. Alright, so let's just try this. It's a little bit of a puzzle for all the crafters in the game who tend to like, you know, more cerebral little puzzles and stuff. Alternative inner calm. Steel. So, it said, put the steel back in. Assemble, assemble, assemble. I think it's giving me max. Whatever items I put in, it seems to be giving me max. So that's one thing off my mind, because I don't want to start hunting around for resources. So it said, light and dark must be balanced. 1, 2, 3. What do you think? Wisdom to carry the weight of both, so it makes sense that wisdom would have one more, so it could carry the weight of light and dark, yeah? I reckon that might be it. Let me get rid of those, because I know they're wrong. This is good. I like it. I like it. I like it when MMOs do a little bit of different kind of content, rather than just go here, kill this. So run experiment. I think I have a good feeling about that one. And I could just do one more that's like more of a, I don't know, just for the hell of it. I've got, it's all junk resources that I've got like thousands of units of it, so I can just keep making these forever. They'd be quite nice as a little decoration. So I could do light and dark like that, but then I'd only have 2 points left for wisdom, so I can't see that that is it. Could do that, and then I think the only one it can be is that's the formation. I can't think what else it could be. It is a simulation of life. It's a simulation of life in a galaxy far, far away, where The most exciting part of the movie that we never saw for some inexplicable reason was the point at which they went home and tried to make little, craft little bits of jewellery and stuff. I never showed that in the... Oh no! Anakin crafted a Chapor snippet, didn't he, for Padme? It's a Chapor snippet. I think that's it. I bet my life that that is it. Done experimenting. I don't even want it. I've already got one, mate. Alright, let me just see what they wanted. I don't know. That's really weird. They came to the door because I looked out. He'd been to the door, but not posted anything. Didn't knock on the door, because if he knocked on the door, the dog would have gone mental. That's freaking me out. What are you doing, messing around in front of my house? Came to the door, looked at the door, and thought, "Whew, I like the look of that door." But then backed off. What the hell? That doesn't work at all. I like the blue. I like the blue light, but it doesn't work for streaming. See what the red looks like. Green, red. Oh my god. The Sith light. I suppose I could do red. I feel like a change. Oh god, where are we going now? Back to Dathomir. Make sure I've got the thing, the inner calm. I think that's going to work. I think that is going to work, guys. No, his next door neighbour. He knows we live here. I can't remember what gear I've got in Snort's ship. I have it for... I have 2 sets of gear, one for mining, one for fighting. Shield is okay. Armor, capacitor. How fast can the engine go? 88. So what's my top speed there? Engine top speed 88.4. I've got a Borstal disruptor, 3 Borstal disruptors. So that's a bit punchy. Punchier than my Jedi fighter. Travel to Dath. Let's do it. Hey Andrew Alderan, it's going well. Just doing craftery things. I've been back to Dathomir 3 times now trying to get the right setting for this. I've got to repair an altar for a bunch of witches and they're very exacting. Each time I have to go back and... well, I just have to figure it out. That's all there is to it. I just have to persevere. That's all I can think to do. Is it SC still there? Damn witches can't make up their minds. I know. I can't. I don't understand, and it's very unclear. The quest dialogue. You have to do a little bit of reading between the lines here about what you have to do, but harking back to the days when we had to use our brains to play video games, I'm not sure if I want those days to come back, to be honest. I like things the way they are. Just point me towards the enemy and give me a gun. Yeah, when I was looking at getting the exotics for my medic, it was crazy. The heal reduction, heal action cost reduction. There's healing potency, which I got, and then heal action cost reduction is another stat that you can put on your skill tapes. And the only ones, the modifier bits that I could find on the bazaar were 3.5 million each. And I had a look to see if I could make them myself out of junk bits, and the junk bits that make them are even more expensive. So that was crazy, but at least you only need like 3 things: chest, shirt and weapon, and then you're done. That's the expensive exotics done, but still that's very expensive. Very expensive. It's super rare. The things that make them, usually you can make them out of like really crappy junk items, most of the like agility and precision and all that stuff, but when you get into the weird exotic stats, some of them can only be crafted with these very rare junk items. Like a Tauntaun heart was one of the things that you needed, which was like 6 million for one of them. So yeah, it can get expensive, can't it? Once you get towards the like trying to get an end game character, things get super expensive. Right, here we go. Use. The item could not be used to repair the altar. What am I doing wrong? What's going wrong here? I felt sure that that was the correct thingy thing. Use. What's the name of this quest? The name of the quest is Repair the Altar of Inner Calm. So let's try just Star Wars Galaxy's Legends. Repair the Altar of Inner Calm. See if anyone's like talking about it on any Witches of Dathomir crafting. Okay, so the first 2 crafting stages are relatively easy to complete. The next 2 require resources of moderate quality. While experimentation points cap at 10 regardless of profession, you may also return to a research city for the additional bonus to your experimentation rolls. Unlock altar by crafting altar. So 338 444. Okay. Man, they're serious about this shit, aren't they? They're serious about this stuff. Well, at least I know what I'm doing now. I've got a little bit of additional information. That's all we need. The direction and something loaded with ammo. And it does have a use on the radio. That's what you use initially to get the schematic, which I've already got. So, and now it's raining, just to really make our day. We need to actually get all our we need to use all our crafting abilities here, you know. I'm going to put my crafting gear on, and then go to research city, get a research buff, and also use Bespin Port to up my experimentation. I didn't think I'd have to do any of this, but I guess they want to make it challenging or really test that you know what you're doing as a crafter. I just assumed it would be more straightforward. Sick of Dathomir. Yeah, it can get a bit samey. I feel like I've been doing a lot of Dathomir over the last few days. Travel to Tatagin. Try and do it with the resources that we've got. Ugh. So aluminium, overall quality, really everything's really low because these are my junk resources. OQ is not too bad on the inert gas. I don't want to use too much of my actual really good resources on a quest. I suppose it's not too much. It's not like they... Yeah, maybe I could. Maybe I could. I don't need to be quite as stingy. 338, I think it said. See you later, Andrew. Oh, stuck behind a rock. Did I get the time right? Did anyone see my YouTube video, by the way? Did I get the time right in America, like Central Time? 5 hours behind British time? Time zones always confuse me, especially when it starts to be like daylight savings and stuff like that, and then I can't remember what it is. 12 p.m. now in California. California is 8 hours. GMT minus 8, isn't it? Minus 7 maybe. Okay, let me just try and get the best resources I can here. So, good resources. Copper. That's good copper. I've got some good aluminium. Good known gas. Reactive. That's good. Iron. I've got some good iron. Oh, nice. I've got a few good stuff here. Aluminium. I need good steel as well. What's the best steel that I've got? That is 780. That one's 725, so we'll use 780. That's 978. I didn't realise that was that good. Let's put this steel away. That one, that one. And then what else? Reactive gas in there. Copper, aluminium, inert gas. Let's see if we can do a 338 without having to go to a research city. It's possible if the resources are good enough, you don't always have to, like, those are all green now, so I think we might be able to do it without having to go to a city. 29, right, that's max, so you can't get any better than that. So 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 338. Is that right? That was what it was asking me to do? For the altering of inner calm 338. Done. An experiment. I've got 449. Use experimentation to improve your prototype. Wow, it went, the end result was even better. 449. I've overcapped it. So if I go, let's try and do one that gives us exactly what the wiki calls for. So a 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see if that goes 338. Run experiment. 8, 3, 3. Light side is going up to, why is light side going up to 4 when I'm telling it not to? Light and dark are going up to 4 and I don't want them to. Experiment. Oh, I see. I see. So 3, 3. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 4, 4, 8. What is going on? I'm really confused. I'm really confused here. We'll figure it out. Don't worry. I'm on it. I'm on it. Experiment. So if I put one there, what does that do? One there. Up to 5. 1, 2, 3. It goes up to 6. 1, 2, 5, 5. One more. 8. Cancel. I'm going to have to log in deck and get a experiment buff. Let's buff up our crafter. 4 hours behind. It's 3 p.m. Imagine a country that spans several time zones. The UK is just one. I think that's why I find it so confusing. Deck. Could you give me an entertainer buff, please? And buff my experimentation and crafting success chance. Sure, I'll do that. I've got nothing better to do than stand around here, buffing people. Oh no! Do a little bit of a performance. Uh-oh. That's horrible. That's horrible. Sound down. Play. We only want one player music coming through. Wow, that's badass. What else can you do? Ah, jeez. Where did you learn to play like that? Fantastic. Bum, 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 bum. I think this is one of the weird things about Star Wars Galaxies, that people who never got into it find it really hard to get their heads around, like the idea that you can play one of these entertainer characters and that is your thing. You just dance or play music. But the intricacy of it, you know, creating dance routines and stuff and working with the group, it can get really, really in depth. Rather than just all I'm doing here is clicking start playing and then occasionally hitting a flourish. But people really go crazy making it sound good and funky. Bum 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 bum. You're supposed to be able to chain the flourishes together, and you can also, they added one where you mess up, which used to happen before you got good at playing in the old game. Like before you got to a certain level, you could mess things up. They kind of took that out, but they added it back in Legends recently. So crafting assembly, an amazing success chance has gone up. Thank you. And let's go to a research city. And we'll try and get 558. I don't know what the 3 means. It says 338 on the go away deck. On the wiki it says unlock the altar by crafting altar of inner calm with 338. Light and dark must be exactly the same. This means that you could have a light of 18 and a dark of 18, and then the wisdom has to be able to hold up both of them, meaning that it must be 36% or higher. Start with these percentages, the damn percentages. Stop it. I'm just going to try it. Let's go to the Valley of Death, because I know there's some public crafting stations there. The nice people of that city have made them public. We can go in there, get a crafting boost from the research city. And I use the Bespin port as well. If I figure this out, I will feel like a brain box. Proper brain box, me. Alright, so we can't use any of our like crafting suit, really is not relevant because it's all food crafting. So the only thing I can use is this Bespin port, which gives a boost to experimentation, and we have the experimentation boost from being in a city, so that's about all we can do, I think. So let's try this again. The altar of inner calm. God, wouldn't it be annoying if it destroyed the item every time? There we go. So we should have more experimentation points now. Next experiment, we have 10. So if I do that one, and then run experiment, great success, 5, 5, 4, it goes up to 7, goes up to 8. Done experimenting. I've done experimenting at this stage. If it's not one of those, I don't know what to do. I don't know what else to try. Let's try it. We can only try. $449. The first one I did seems to be the best. That's over 36%. I think. God. Sometimes when I do this kind of gameplay on a stream, I know what people mean about being a crafter. Who'd be a crafter? But it is chill, isn't it? It's an opportunity to chill and chat. That's what streams are. It's dark outside now. Dark. Getting scary. Calling in the pickup vehicle for transport to another location. I have already transported there. Let's hope that person's camp is still there. Cut down on travel time a little bit. Wrong one, wrong planet. Dath. Let's go to Dath, Science Outpost. Travel to Dathomir. This time. Let me just see if that person's camp is there. Lexi's camp. Where is Xavier Min? Damaged altar is there. Oh, I don't think it's actually any closer. I think that camp is just near the probably running heroics. That's all it is. Have I ever heard the howl of a werewolf? No, I haven't, oddly enough. But I don't actually live near moors. Moors are a specific thing. Well, I mean, I suppose I do live near moors, but you have to go a bit further out before you get to them. I think technically they're just hills around me. And then go a bit further and then it's Saddleworth Moor. And that is a proper moor, windy moor. I tell you what, I've never heard the call of the howl of a werewolf, but we do have what we call the night singer. Would you like to know who the night singer is, or can you guess from the intriguing name of the chap? American Werewolf in London was pretty great for an American kid. I'm sure it was. Yeah, so a couple of years ago, in the middle of the night, like 1 o'clock in the morning, you suddenly heard this voice, like not right next door on our street, definitely across the road and maybe up towards the hills where there's like woods and stuff. Someone really singing at the top of their voice, but not like good singing, like, well, you said, oh, they were, and you couldn't really pick out the name, but pick out the words, but they were really, really like giving it their all. 1 o'clock in the morning, and then this went on for days, and like we were talking to the neighbours and saying, shall we go and see if they need help, whoever it is, next time? What is it, like kids camping out in the woods or what? And he became the night singer. And occasionally you hear him. We haven't heard him for a while. But then, when I was going for my walk during the day, I heard, this was the middle of the day, oh yeah, mugger. And like, oh no, it's the night singer. Where's it coming from? And I saw ahead, there's this guy. He's got bright yellow headphones on. He's walking down the street singing on his headphones, and he's the night singer. And just the other day, like 18 months on after the saga of the night singer began, I said hello to the night singer because I passed him on the road. He said hello back. So now I have located, and I think we've figured out what house he lives in. And he just goes for walks, singing with his yellow headphones on, and then sometimes in the middle of the night as well. Hughes. It was the story of the night singer that allowed me to move to the next stage of my quest. He gave me his powers. The altar of inner calm. So it was the one that was 449 that did it for me. Shall I keep that? Does anyone want an altar of inner calm as a little decoration for their house? It would suit a Jedi, I think. I'll keep the extra one that I did. So we go back to the Night Sister Sage. Great. We've done the first. That only took me like 10 times as long as I thought it would. Brilliant. Brilliant. Only 3 more to go, but now I know what I'm doing and I have the best resources available. I have my best bin port, I have my crafter buff. We can do it now. Just in his own world singing, that's pretty cool. Yeah, he's a little bit, what would you say? Mentally, well, he struggles. He struggles. But he's, you know, he's harmless and he's just a nice guy. And sometimes you could pick out the words of the song, but not usually. It was more like, you know, when you're singing in the shower or you're singing with headphones on, you've no idea how out of tune you are. So it was mostly like, I'm sure in his head he sounds like freaking whoever. The best singer in the world, whatever, but he's not. He struggles. He struggles. Yeah, let's put it that way. He's not the sharpest tack in the box. So I'm looking forward to seeing him more often, maybe. Now that I know who he is. And I think the next stage is the Saga of the Night Singer is to learn what his name is, isn't it? But that's always kind of odd. Like, if it's just a passing acquaintance, how do you make that leap? I suppose I should be bold and say, hi, I'm Rick. Who are you? But I don't want to scare him. But I'm dead curious. What's his name? I think his name is Joe. I'm going to call him Joe. Joseph. But that's the kind of nice oddness that is around me. There is some scary oddness as well, which I won't go into. If you go into the middle of the town, the closest town to me, it's quite scary. Usually around the pubs, you know, 12 o'clock, midday, everyone drunk. That's the kind of town that I live near. So I don't often go there. Only if I have to. Oh, look, here comes someone. Someone doing the quests. Corporal Higgy. Force sensitive dude. He did respond. He said hello. Yeah. He's quite, you know, it wasn't like a scared hello. Some people are like, oh, hello. But he was like, yeah, hi. Seemed like perfectly normal when I said hello to him. Did you repair the altar? I did. More for leather. You did very well. However, there are 3 more shrines. Are you ready to start the next? Yes, I'm ready. More for leather. Can you actually sell these things? They're no trade, aren't they? So... Alright, well, settle in, guys. I think this is an epic quest. Damaged altar. So let's go back to Science Outpost and we'll go again from there. No. I feel that it's... Well, I mean, you don't see the people who are, you know, hardworking normal people because they're all working. You know, it's the people who are not, that are kind of stumbling drunk out of the pubs at midday It sounds like I'm exaggerating. I'm not. The Altar of Dominance. I wonder what kind of clues we've got for this one. I'm going to check the wiki. I'm not going to leave it to chance. I don't want to be doing this forever. Melclocks. Oh, Melclocks. Cannot call for a pickup in this location. You cannot call for a pickup in this location. You cannot call for a pickup in this location. You cannot call for a pickup in this location. You cannot call for a pickup in this location. You cannot call for a pickup in this location. You cannot call for a pickup in this location. You can't call for a pickup. You calling a pickup? Ah! My Uber driver. My Uber is here. What are people's favourite streamers? Can you recommend some streamers for me? I have my favourites, but I'd like to try. I like funny streamers, or just chilled streamers. I don't like people who are like acting out all the time. Who are good people to watch? How long have I lived here? Oh God. How old am I now? 25 years? Majority of my life. My favourite streamers, I like Sips from the Ogscast. He's a funny guy. I like Bruce Green, a Funhouse. Oh, who has Bo Joey has followed. Thank you for the follow. That's awesome. Bruce Green, Funhouse. I like Kryken. He's cool. Bruce Green, formerly of Funhouse. He's just Bruce Green now. Oh, I watch PC and electronic streams. Interesting. Like fixing PCs and building them. Yeah. I like. Do you ever watch LGR, Lazy Game Reviews, on YouTube? He's not a streamer, but he like looks at retro computing and builds old computers. I love watching his like retro builds and stuff. And I like his voice. He's really chilled. You do watch LGR, nice. He's great. Yeah, I'm sub to LGR. Lazy Game Reviews. Yeah, and I prefer his longer videos, you know, like when he's installing an old operating system and he has to figure it out. It's like 45 minutes of trying to figure it out. Like, yeah, that's I'll watch that. When one comes up and it's like 15 minutes, I'm like, oh, I wanted it to be longer. I also like his, like when he does look at computer games, like Sims and stuff, he does good reviews as well. I just watched his Doom Eternal review. Hughes, You have drawn up a schematic. Okay, so this time we shall look at the thing first to rule. You must understand that your actions might inspire those around you. You must then match your actions to the nature of those around you. What the hell could that mean? Well, don't worry. We're going to find out. The altar of dominance. Everything on 4. Everything even. So dark 1, wisdom 1, light 1, 2, 2, 2. This one is less exact than the previous. You must simply match them all so that all of the numbers on the tool match. Okay. No problem, I can do that. Look at that view. Right, that's enough of that. Let's go. The bit guy puts up interesting vids. Oh, I'm not unaware of the bit guy. What does he do? I like niche things. Like when it's someone who really knows their stuff about a really niche, like specific topic. It's something that I feel like I don't do, and I would like to be. I'd like to be really into one thing. But I mean, apart from games, and specifically like something like Galaxies, which becomes a bit of a hobby. I mean, I suppose it is, isn't it? That's the niche thing. But it doesn't feel like it. It just feels like a game that you stumbled across. But like when you come across someone who's really into like old Amstrad CPC 464 games and stuff, and knows, it's like an encyclopedia for that old computer system, or somebody who's really into building scenery for Warhammer 40k, and they're awesome at it, and they know all the intricacies and they know all the tricks and that. It's inspiring. So I suppose I don't need to go home. I'll go straight to the Valley of Death. We walk through the Valley of the Shadow of Death. I can't remember the words, the lyrics. Alright, we're matching everything. Everything exactly the same, it said. Valley of Death. And then once all this is done, then I've got to figure out how to actually make the item that is the crafting interface bollock, whatever. But it's Alia. You know Alia's Redemption and Alia's what's the name of the other crystal? And this is the item that you get for doing this is Alia's holocron, and that's what you have to put into the crafting schematic. Big guy. Is the 8-bit guy? Yeah, I am aware of the 8-bit guy. Come across him. Retro Commodore stuff. Yeah. I was never Commodore, or in the UK we had Spectrum as well. You were either Commodore, Spectrum, Sinclair Spectrum, or Amstrad. And I was Amstrad, which was always like the least well regarded of them all, but like microcomputers. Okay, here we go, guys. Altar of Dominance. Oh, it looks like I keep the schematic, so I can make these at any time. Don't know why I would want to, but it's nice to have the option. There you go. Assemble. We've got 29 again, so we just got to do everything exactly the same. So, shall I just do, like, for the hell of it, do that? Run experiment. So all 5. Done experimenting? Yes. And just to be on the safe side, I'll do one with no experimenting. and then we won't have a wasted trip if it's wrong. Assemble. Experiment. So done experimenting, all on number 4. I think that's it. We're off back. You're behind by about 3 minutes. Well, don't worry. The message will get through eventually, just on the delay. Did you see that new thing, space thing with Hugh Laurie in it? They made a big deal of like the delay in space when they're waiting for a relay from Earth and stuff. They just stand around like Muppets while they're waiting. Yeah, Alia's holocron. So at least, you know, it would be nice if we could keep it, you know, just as a decoration. But I think I have to use it. But I do have another crafter if I wanted to. No, I mean, I should get it for each of my crafters, shouldn't I? Shouldn't I? Altar of domination, dominance. Travel. Dath. Let's go to Dath. It's called Avenue 5 or something. It's HBO. It's like a comedy series, newish. Sue really liked it. I wasn't too keen. It was billed as a comedy, but I didn't find it very funny. I think it plays on a lot of sci-fi ideas and tropes that if you're like a sci-fi fan or old hat. So she was laughing at a lot of things, like it made a big play of the fact that the gravity goes out at one point and they all fall against the view screen. It's like, there's no gravity. It's like if you're into sci-fi and sci-fi shows and movies, it's like, well, yeah. You're thinking about that all the time. That's basic space knowledge, that's not funny. That's just obvious. Avenue 5, that's it. Just do space thing, Hugh Laurie. You'll probably find it. My favourite space comedy is still Red Dwarf, but I think they should have just left it alone. The latest ones I don't think are very good, but the originals were hilarious and clever, you know, sci-fi ideas. I don't know why the later ones that they created, well, one of the writers left, so I don't know. I'm sure that has an effect on the kind of stories they tell and the nature of the jokes and stuff, but like series 9, 10, 11 that they've done that came out on this sort of niche channel in the UK called Dave, because everyone was clamouring for more Red Dwarf, and I'm probably one of them, but I think I've since realised with them rebooting and bringing so much stuff back that some things are best just left alone. Kind of reach their peak and then just leave them as a nice little pristine story, collection of stories. You don't have to keep dragging them out forever and just beating them to death. If you've got a good idea, then sure, but sometimes they're just doing it for the hell of it, aren't they? Like just name recognition. Alright, this should work. 2 in my inventory. Which one works? You can have your pick of both of them. Hope it doesn't get confused. There you go. Which one did it take? It took the one that was all on 5. All the 5s, 55. Hold on. You know, it will help me. I need to keep crafting all the food. I'm spending money in the game, so I need to occasionally, when I'm not doing stuff, just keep crafting food, and that's when this stuff will come in handy, because the amazing success chance is really important when you're crafting, and that's why this item is so good. It just increases the odds that you're going to get those amazing successes, and then that ups the stats of your food. It means you can charge more for them. You're creating a better product for people. It's all good, but does mean occasionally you have to do these grindy quests. If you want to think of them, you shouldn't really think of this stuff that way, though. You should just think like, no, it's content. This is what I'm doing. It's fun. It is kind of fun. It's a lot of driving around, though. Would be Eddie Hazard. Yeah. I liked his earlier stuff. He's kind of stopped doing it now, hasn't he? The last thing he was like running for like ministerial, like government stuff, trying to get into politics and things. It's like, all right. I suppose he feels like he wants to contribute and do something beyond making people laugh, but Eddie, just keep making people laugh, Ed. Don't worry about it. That's the best contribution you can make to the world. Just keep people laughing. I've probably mentioned Vic and Bob before as my favourite comedians, because they are my favourite comedians. We've talked about comedians before, but if you haven't listened to it, if you're not aware of Vic and Bob, some of their stuff is kind of weird, so it's a bit hit and miss. But there is a podcast that he's currently doing, like now, that's current, that I think is quite funny, called Atletico Mince. It's ostensibly about football. That's the theme of it. They talk about football, soccer. But really it's not. It's just an excuse to be silly and come up with silly stories. And he's really good. Bob Mortimer. He does a character called... what's his name? Who is it? There's only one. Peter Beardsley. Peter Beardsley. He's a British footballer from back in the day, and now he's a manager, sort of coach. But he's a very dour sort of Yorkshireman, and he does a character of him like pretending that he's ringing the show, calling into the show to tell him what he's up to. He's just, all right, Bob. Well, today I've been standing at the window staring. I had a good old stare today at the traffic going by. There was a red car that went by. One of them stopped next door at the next door neighbours, probably letting something off. Maybe it was family coming, but they couldn't go in because of the quarantine. Anyway, see you, Bob. He has a wife. It's just like, Peter, get in here, you arsehole. You Doyle. You pathetic Doyle. What are you doing there lurking at the window, you creeper? Get in there and make me some poached eggs. My rendition of Atletico Minsa. Anyone's seen it, I've just butchered it because it is actually funny, but when I do it, it's not funny. Am I going? I'm right here, aren't I? I'm going to get the next altar. Yeah, that was a long. Just felt like a long drive all the way back. Ugh, goodness. Wonder what Alia's holocron looks like. Interested to see. And do we ever find out who Alia is? Did you repair? I did. I repaired it. Tell me where the next one is. Oh no, we'll go and do it. Find the third shrine. 4,000 meters back where we came. Back and forth. See you, Bob. Oh. I feel like I could have started a bit better. I wasted a lot of time at the start here. I think I wasted about an hour trying to figure it out. Should have just looked at the wiki. Yeah, well, I really like the series. I didn't think I could like the series as much as the film because I just thought the film was so good. But I think I like the series just as much. They're tied at the minute for me. Bat, bat. There's no real skill to turning into a bat. I just shot bat. What's the legality of looking at stuff on stream? Like if I want to look at a sketch, like a whole like comedy sketch by Matt Berry on a stream on Twitch, will I get in trouble? She was an exiled Dark Jedi. She is the matriarch of the Dathomir witches. Okay, all right. Which witches? Which witches is she the matriarch of? The because they're all witches, aren't they? But the Night Sisters, the Singing Mountain, Spider Clan, the Ladybugs, who are a very rare one that I don't know if you'll be aware of, but they show up occasionally in the foliage. You just see them. They're black and red spotted cloaks. If you see one, you have to make a wish. I wish there were more witches. Okay, so she's the Night Sisters. The Night Sisters of Dathomir. Of course, there is one in the Fallen Order game. Bit of a love interest that appears right at the end, which I think she's set up for the next game. I hope you can play her in the next Fallen Order game. You can actually assume control of that Dathomir lady. She was very cool. Had some awesome powers. Abilities. Repair the Altar of Wisdom. Ugh. Tree. 4 trees. Easily avoided. It said the next bit. I'm not looking forward to the next bit. It said it was a little bit more specific, and I don't like specificity. That sounds complicated to me. I would like things that were less specific and just sort of easy. I like things that are easy me. Night Sisters are a bit more attractive than Singing Mountain Clan. Oh, in your opinion, each to their own, sir. About the ladybugs, they sound like they would eat my crops. They would. Are they a bit more attractive? I haven't really noticed. I thought all the witches are a bit foxy on Dathomir. They're all a little bit. They're all sex pots. They are. All trying to tempt me to the dark side. Ah. Altar of Wisdom. Give me a schematic. Thank you. And examine. On the wisdom of age. In our youth, we strive for power before wisdom, as only through power can we impose our will upon the world that surrounds us. As we age, wisdom that allows us to understand the folly of our youth. I don't know how this doesn't make sense at all. It's just trial and error. Altar of Wisdom, so 4, 4, 6, 9. Also works with 4, 7, 9. So 4, 6, 9, 4, 7, 9, 4, 6, 8. Is someone attacking me? Someone attacking me? Yeah, they are. I'm going to die. Shoot. Ah! Talking of witches, they must have heard us. Like, that's your fault. You'd said they weren't attractive. That's what you get. That's what you get. Right on top of me. We have to be careful who's listening. They're just like, if you notice, the Night Sisters not quite as attractive. The Singing Mountain Clan not quite as attractive. They'd kick my head in. Ah, oh, never mind. I don't know if I even need to go and get buffed, really. If they attack me, I'm dead, aren't I? Yeah, I may need a guard. I haven't heard Foxy since the... Foxy lady. Sexy lady. Where am I going? I'm going to the Valley of Death. Once again. Getting very familiar with this little city. It's my home away from home. I'd be glad when this is done. It has felt like a little... I don't mind telling you, it's felt like a little bit of a grind. And I would have possibly even just bought it from the bazaar if it weren't so flipping expensive. But it's over the odds, particularly when you know that you could just get it if you just set some time aside to grind it out. So we save some money doing it this way. Alright, so what am I looking for? The Altar of Wisdom 4, 6, 9. Four, 6, 9. You got it. Assemble. Experiments. So 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is that right? Run experiment. 4, 6, 8. can I do 479, 468 also works. So I got 468. Also works with 468. So he says that one will work. I'll try and get 469, but I don't. Maybe I can't do it without using some Bespin port. Bump, bump, bump. Experiment 4, 6. Let's try and do all at once. One big experimentation. Amazing success. Go. 4, 6, 7. That's 5, 6, 7. Why would that be? Four, 6, 9. 6, 8. Or 7, 8. Get rid of that one. That's a cock up. That is a cock up. So if wisdom 469, I'm going to go for 469. Let's try and do 469. Let me try like I know what I'm doing here a little bit. Use the Bespin port and go like that and experiment. Let's try and get this up to 9. 6, 7, 8, 9. The potential this might work. 4, 5, 9. Uh, 4, 6, 9. 6, 9. 4, 7, 9. Well, let's go. I mean, it says I've got one that will work there. Well, 6, 8 will work. We'll go with that if that's what we're working. I mean, I'm still a little bit hazy. I was watching that video that Bree put up about crafting, and she actually taught me a lot. I thought that you had to do like one big experimentation, but the way she was doing it was like small experimentations and trying to get amazing success each time. Which, you know, I can't believe I've been crafting all this time, and at some point I must have internalized the lesson that you're supposed to do these one big experimentation each time, but that was not how she was doing it, and she's a master crafter. So I don't know if that's old knowledge and it's not relevant in the NGE, changed at some point, or I just got the wrong end of the stick somehow. Which would not be the first time. It's happened to me before. I'm always getting the wrong end of the stick, me. Travel. Let's go to Dathomir. I'm trying to do it without a buffs, you know, because it's a waste of time. If we get aggro, we're going to die with or without a buff. Nah, not really. I mean, it'd keep me alive a little bit longer. If I had my medic buff there, maybe I would have. I did have a medic buff. If I'd started running as soon as it started attacking me, I probably would have got out of range. But I was on the other screen, wasn't I? I was looking at the guide. So the damaged altar, we really need to cut down on travel time here. How? It's miles away. Is that really the nearest? Jeez, that's way out. Is that camp still up? Lexi's camp is quite near it, I think. Let's go to Lexi's camp. It's really, I mean, it's pointless as a crafter doing anything combat-y, really. You're just going to die. I have this dude to protect me. He's a level 90 droid. He does cock all. It's just a distraction, really. My load lifter. Binary load lifter, very similar to your evaporators in most respects. Do you speak Bachi? Of course I do, sir. It's like a second language to me. I am well versed. Alright, shut up, sir. That R2 unit is in prime working order, a real bargain. What about that one? What about that blue one? We'll take that one. Not you, dude. C-3PO. I'm sure I'll be okay if I sneak towards it. 468. You know, it's nice that they added crafter quests and entertainer quests into this new theme park. You could tell by the end of like the game's lifespan, when they added new content, they were really trying to include all the different character classes and stuff. I mean, the majority is combat, but it's nice to have a little like token quest, and this takes a little bit of crafting knowledge about experimentation. Make the crafters feel clever, even if they ain't. Jar put R2 to sleep. Jao put R2 to sleep. I don't think he put him to sleep. He activated a restraining bolt, which stops them moving. I don't think he's asleep. Yeah, I always interpreted it as the restraining bolt stopped him moving, like, whoa, sudden shock, and he stops. But like when he's really agitated, he can kind of move like someone in a straitjacket. Like, I thought that's what was going on. What do you think about the idea that, like, in the EU, the R2, R2D4, the red one, blew his own motivator in order that R2 should be allowed to continue his mission? Because R2 and him spoke on the sandcrawler, and he did it on purpose because R2 explained his mission to him. I heard that theory the other day. I kind of, my reaction was, what a load of bollocks, but I'm interested in what anyone else thinks about that little bit of retroactive continuity or retconning. I mean, there are different levels of retconning, aren't they? Some are bloody, like, some are alright, okay, fair enough. Boba Fett crawls out of the Sarlacc. George Lucas probably shouldn't have killed him. He was always a bit of a letdown, and then he killed him like a gimp. But, okay, so he climbs out. We've got another chance. But R5-D4 blew his own motivator, so R2-D2 can continue his mission. There's such a thing as chance. There's such a thing as, like, just fluke. Happenstance. I don't see why everything has to have an underlying, like, reason for happening. Some things just happen. Sometimes you walk out of your door and you fall over and you break your nose. That means you can't be at the meeting that you were going to, and because you weren't there, other things happen. That's the natural flow of events. But why in a story does everything have to be feeding into the main plot line? I don't get it. Is it somehow reassuring? I mean, as humans, we want patterns. We always want patterns. We always want there to be a purpose for things to happen. But sometimes there aren't, and sometimes it's more realistic, I think, in a story to just have things happen by accident. It's more realistic. I don't know. R5-D4. He's the one who blows up, and Uncle, this R2 unit has a bag motivator, look! And that's the reason that they get R2 when they're selling the droids. I don't know. I think one of the biggest plot holes in A New Hope is that line from the gunner on the Star Destroyer. There's no life forms. It must have short-circuited. What? So don't fire on it because there's no life forms. So we've forgotten all about droids at this point. And also, why does something short-circuiting cause escape pods to eject? Like, if something short-circuits, it stops working, it doesn't work. The escape pod short-circuited, therefore it did what it was supposed to do. Huh? So yeah, it's retroactive. It's retconning, isn't it? Gotta be. I guess I think it's okay if it makes people happy. I just think it's like it just annoys me because it obviously wasn't what was going through the writer's mind at the time. That wasn't the story. It just happens. It's just fluke. And then people come in and like try and fill in all these gaps that don't need filling. Does my head in. Someone's doing the Axivia, or whatever her name is, Aximin theme park there. Ugh. Did I do it? I was so absorbed talking about Star Wars, I forgot if I did the final one. I did. That's the benefit of streaming. We get through all this grindy nonsense. Repair the altar of power, the final altar, which is 9,000 meters away. Where is it? Where is it? It is all the way up beyond the trade outpost in the northeast. And goodness knows what we're going to have to do to get that one to work. Hold your fire. There's no life forms. It must have short-circuited. Sir, are you aware that you're talking bollocks at this point? No, there's no life forms. Therefore, it must have short-circuited. There's no other explanation. Well, Maybe there are droids on board, sir. No, there are no life forms. Well, droids are not alive, sir. They wouldn't have life forms. They wouldn't give life, but they're able to do a lot of things that life forms are able to do, such as hide plans, escape from us, sir. Well, I don't think. I think you're overreacting, Lieutenant. I think we should react only to life forms. If we reacted to every, there could be droids everywhere. Maybe there's one in that box there. If there's no life forms, we don't react. Okay. To the trade outpost and beyond. Hold your fire. Don't go over there. There's no life forms. But there's an altar over there. Yeah, but there's no life forms. It's of no concern of ours. But I need to go to the altar to get the schematic. No. What if it short circuits? Well, you know, probably mean it will work, sir. Oh. I'll just go over the water here. I'm really thinking about getting a speeder that would save me getting my snout wet in the rain. So any suggestions for the kind of speeder that has like a covering on it that might look kind of cool? I always got swoop bikes because they're fast and plentiful. But I need to investigate getting a better speeder. I'm nearly done. I've nearly got Alias Holocron. Thank goodness. This is a big ocean. Big river. It's like the Danube. Lovely. Lovely. Damaged altar. I wonder who's been damaging these altars then. That was probably in the quest text. I should have paid more attention. I was blinded by loot and potential rewards. I should pay closer attention to quests. Why am I doing this again? Who can say? Why do we do anything for games? In games? For stuff. We do it for stuff. Storm Shadow! You guys get the vet mission done. No. No, we did not get the vet mission done. I didn't research it, to be honest. I got distracted doing other stuff. So I need to pay close attention to it at some point. I've still got my little ticket though. It was Chris who wanted to do it really, and then he vanished. So I'm kind of saving my ticket in case he wants to do it again. I've noticed that with Chris. I kind of know now. He kind of, I think he's a younger chap and he lives with his family, and sometimes he kind of just gets called away. So he occasionally just vanishes in game. That's cool, doesn't matter. We do it if he gets time. If it's something he really wants to do. Personally, I don't think there's much point. You know, the AV21 speeder is... You can just buy it from the bazaar, can't you? But it's all content if you want to experience it, I guess. I don't think there's anything else with the vet that's kind of useful. I could be wrong, however. They could have changed it. They could have added all kinds of crap that I'm unaware of. I'll read the quest stuff on the altar of power and see if it has gives any indication of what on earth it might want me to do. Examine the balance between power, trust, and friendship. I'll start again. The balance between power, trust, friendship, and loyalty. Those who strive for power claim to follow the path of the strongest and cast aside all else to achieve their goal. Others dispute this claim. They hold that the cost of the perusing power is the sacrifice of all the things that make us truly powerful. That sounds like gibberish to me. Repair the altar of power. 8-3-3-3. So power 8. Everything else 3. Let's do that. Let's do that. Did I get the schematic? I did get you got the schematic, yes. I don't think I've been here for ages. Look at this. It's like a beachy bit of Dathomir. I'm right on the edge of the world here. Have I ever been to this, right to the edge of Dathomir here? I feel like this is all a little bit end of the world. Look at all these little crabs. Huh? On the beach. Something I've never seen this. Can't click on them or anything. Is there anything here? Hello? Nope. Cannot call for a pickup in this location because it might crush all the crabs. While I'm exploring, I'm finding stuff. I thought that was a little snake there. Now I've seen crabs. I'm seeing creatures everywhere that are not there. They are just logs. When can I call for a pickup? Aye? Aye? Come on, you son of a gun. I wonder why all this area is sealed off. Like, you can't fast travel here. It's usually because it's something significant, but I don't think there is anything significant up here. I could be wrong. There we go. It's like a beachy bit. I'm going to come here next time I want to chill. Trade outpost. Go! The trade outpost. I might make it a thing in my streams where the first 2 hours of my stream are just boring as hell. See who's really dedicated, who really wants to watch. Travel. Who are the real Star Wars Galaxies fans? They'll watch a trader just travelling back and forth, putting points into experimentation. The true diehards who will watch that. Where am I going? Valley of Death, that's right. Oh, I walked through the Valley of the Shadow of Death. I had something, nothing left. Stuck in, hello. I've got some rare dried herbs. So it wasn't for nothing that I've been doing all this. Put them in a pot, smoke them, go a bit silly. Really matter what you're doing, I just enjoy. Oh, yeah, it's nice just to hang out, isn't it? That's the point. That's the point of just chilling. All right, but we really are close to having done this now, and I think the interesting thing is to have a look at Alia's holocrons. Let's see if she'll let us have a feel of her holocron, eh? That'll be make all of this worth it. Ooh, I like your holocron. Oh, oh no. It all went weird. The altar, where am I up to? Is it power next? I've got... Oh, jeez. The altar of power. Craft parts for the altar of power. Alright, I'll do that then. Ugh. Excuse me, right. Unlock the orb. 8, 3, 3. 3. 8, 3, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 3, 3, 3. Boom. One more. It's 8, 4, 4, 4. It's saying 3, and that's what's throwing me off, but it starts at 4, so it can't be 3. if you know, if someone just stumbles across some weird stream where someone's blabbering on like this, they think you know, just mental. So 5, 2, 2, 2 works. 4, 2, 2, 2 works. Let's do a 5, 2, 2, 2. 2, 2, 2. 5, 2, 2, 2. On power. I think I've got it anyway. I'm pretty much... I think it's just... What's throwing me... It's talking about where you put the experimentation points, but what it displays is different anyway. So let's do 5. 5, 2, 2, 2. So done experimenting. Let's try those two. Cock it. I'm not sure what else. What else it could be, really. Shall I do one more? 4, 2, 2, 2 works. I think I've got... Well, I've got 2 there that it says should work. So let's try those. Go around and do that. It will all be worth it in the end. I will have a little bit of a boost of power for my crafter. After a long time of like using the same gear, it's been a while since I got something to make him a little bit better. I feel like I've achieved something. Let's go to there. Starport. Current pickup location. You know, when I'm getting confused with this crafting stuff, it makes me realise that I'm not really a very good crafter. I just kind of get by, but I don't really understand the experimentation stuff and how it works a lot of the time. So the next stage of this, where I actually have to craft the device, is like a one-time only deal. That I'm quite nervous about attempting, because if I get it wrong, I'm screwed. I should have gone to the trade outpost, I think. Go back. We shall go back. Oh, the rain's frozen in place. Select travel to Dath, trade outpost, go. We're going back to the beach. Back to the beach. Are you guys playing in game at the minute? Do you do what I do, like just have a stream on, like a second monitor, or listen to the stream while you're playing? That's what I love doing. Sometimes when I'm streaming like this, like I enjoy it. I like talking and I like chatting to you guys, but you know, I really look forward to like not having to talk and just then putting a stream on and grinding. I like to do crafting stuff while watching a stream on the other monitor. And let some other fecker talk. That's why I think that's why I like slightly more chilled streams, because I do it like half concentrating on the stream, and if the person is like shouting and going over the top all the time, and it's like sometimes it can't be helped, it's like an action-packed game and stuff, but I do like slightly more chilled streams because you can kind of have them on in the background, you know. You do that, Stacking. A damaged altar. The final damaged altar in my quest for alterage. I didn't think so. I don't think I have been there. Is it the one from before they took out like the enclave, the enclave from the old Jedi system? Do you mean? Yeah, the force ranking system. The system that I like that they never implemented, that I like the idea of the most, was the Jedi minigame that Raf Costa outlined, where to keep Jedi rare, they did have permadeath, but it was like it was about how long you could keep your Jedi alive, and it was the prestige of doing it. So, and then your Jedi would die, and you'd have like this blue glowy that you could summon. And then you'd reset, you'd get another Jedi to try again, but ultimately, like, you know, all these Force ghosts and stuff. But it just keyed into the idea of keeping them a little bit rare. But I think beyond that, probably I like the system that ended up being here, where just let everyone be a Jedi if they want to be a Jedi. And it just becomes an alternate universe where there's more Jedi. It's fine. Oh, thank you. Nice. Is there anything inside? Is it just architecture and stuff? Are there any enemies in there? Alright, the Altar of Power. Hopefully this works and then we're done. Yes! You beauty! We fucking did it! We did it! Perseverance! Perseverance! Alright, so we got all these different altars now. All different kinds of altars that I'm going to now destroy because I want to see the back of them. I don't want to have to do this again. I might craft them later as nice little decorations, but for right now, they're no use to me. Store, stack, store stacking box. Oh, stacking, haha. I'm storing you in boxes, stacking. Rare dried herbs. Got a box full of achievements, me. Let's have a look at Alia's holocron. Holocron. Lexi's camp, very convenient, awesome that is there. So everyone is doing heroics in the middle of the day, on a weekday. Must be I've never seen this many people in game on a weekday doing stuff. I think it's because a lot of people are doing the self-isolation thing. I've really noticed it this week, like population's been well over 1,000 every day. Silver Elite's in there. There are thrones and levels, nothing to fight, but not far away is this elite Jedi bunker. Oh, that's cool. Night Sister Sage. Let's go inside. Oh, I picked up some aggro. We should lose it once we run inside. Hopefully. Don't kill me. I'm at the last stage of my quest. You watch, there'll be something else now that the wiki neglected to tell me. You have done well, young one. I'm not young. I will rest easier knowing that our ancestor shrines will remain here to help the youth of the future learn a thing or two. Happy to help. Congratulations, you have completed collection Night Sister Unlocking the Past. Congratulations, you have added the badge Night Sister Unlocking the Past badge. Alias Holocron, quest completed. Look at it. Examine. There is Alias Holocron. Look closely, my friends, for it shall not be in the world long, it shall be turned into another thing. An ancient holocron supposedly created by Alia. Until now, no one has found a way to activate the old recording device. So that gives an amazing success chance of 1. Store stack in the box. And so, well, do you have any other... Can I repeat that quest? You've come to visit the old witch again. Right, so I've come to the end of what I can do with her. So, I need to go back and check what I need to craft the actual item. Yeah, it looks it's almost green. It's like it has a greeny glow, greeny, almost yellow. Getting all kinds of items. Does watching this crafter gameplay make you want to be a crafter yet, Vatic? Have I converted you to the land of grinding and staring at menus? Of course it has happened. So I'm going to go home and study this schematic that I have to plug the holocron into. Fuck me. Travel. Tat. Mosentha. Homeward bound. Go do something. I'll keep the stream open. Alright, dude. You do your thing. I'm just here to keep people company if they want to be kept company. If they would like to see what I'm doing in the game and chat, that is cool. Need someone to chat to. I went out today, talked to a few people. I was talking earlier, I talked to the night singer. I was really chuffed that I got to talk to him. And some of the people out walking. I try to be like, hello. You know, I would stop and say, how are you getting on? You know, are you coping okay? We stopped for an old lady. The lady at the end of the road to check she had everything she needed. So we did a little bit like, try to be nice. And then, but then I think if I stop, like people feel obliged to stop and they might be trying to keep their distance. So just try and be friendly. And then you see, then you're worrying about that sort of stuff and you pass a group of people, like all 6 or 7 people all in a crowd together, like it's just normal. So people react in different ways. Maybe some take it more seriously than others. I think sometimes what's going on in the world and on the telly and stuff, people sometimes think it's happening in a movie, like it's happening somewhere else and is not relevant to them. Kind of weird. There's all these people out there who might catch something, but I won't. Not a crafter yet, but I may start harvesting for crafters, which is your idea. Yeah, start harvesting for crafters. Find out what crafters want and put a vendor up. Yeah, there's lots of things that crafters only do because no one is doing them. I've spoken to several crafters who would love it if more people on the server were doing harvesting of resources, creature resources in particular. There's a market there for sure, but you need to know what you're going after. So go to Star Wars Galaxies Craft, the website, check in there and start researching like what is the good stuff to get for crafters. What's the good meat? It tells you what creatures have it on what planet, and it cycles round, so you need to keep on top of like what's the hotness, what's the best stuff to be getting. It's a whole little like mini game in itself. Let me put all my resources back in the good resource bin. Copper, there's a copper in there. Hello, hello, hello. What's all this then? Did I put my structure? I like to be organised. I got 2 structure things there. That's what I started off doing, structures and starships. We moved away and ended up making cake. And the thing we are making is this, the crafting scanner interface. So we need steel, dash copper, polymer. So I need to write all this down. Because I don't think it shows up unless I'm next to a crafting station. I need an electronics memory module. I need 2 identical GP module from a factory crate. I need steel, which I may have, dash copper, and polymer. And then we need to look at the what is this going to affect. So what do we need? Everything. We are just looking for everything to have overall really high overall quality. So OQ is the balls on this one, which is good. It keeps things simple. So I'll see what I've got in terms of what I might already have available to me. Good resources. What is the best steel I've got? Overall quality, that is really good. I've got 443 steel. There is 978. So I think that's pretty good. Dash copper. Do I have any dash copper? No. And steel dash polymer. Have I got any good polymer? Probably not. It's not something that I hoard. I look for high stats with, because I generally just make clothes out of it which have no stats to affect. So you can use really low resources with those. Desh copper. Copper EGAB. But it's not Desh copper, so I need the Desh copper. Let's go and find that crap. See if I can get it. All I've got so far is the steel and an alias holocron. We're going shopping, guys. Hold on to your butts. The stream is about to get manic. It's a shopping spree. Exciting music and all that crap. Nearly used all my good steel. Oh, no, I used all my... I thought I might have some lightsaber resources left, but I've used them all. Alright, so we are looking for Desh copper, resource container, inorganic, mineral, metal, non-ferrous metal, copper, Desh copper. Boom. And then overall quality is what we are looking for, and we are looking overall quality of 960 or above, max 1000. So that's what we want. This is going to be expensive, it always is. So 1000 woo 998, that's 2 off 1000. Is there any on here that is actually 1000? Woo. Woo-yan is the copper. That's what we're going for. We don't need any more than that. That's so got that. And remove. What was the other thing? Polymer, was it? Just basic polymer? Basic polymer. Chemicals. Chemical compound. Inert petrochemical, I think, is polymer. So that's the polymer. Overall quality again, 960. Go. I only want a small amount. Trilogear is 978. Trilogear is 978. Tempted to waste all my credits on an Old Republic lightsaber. I'm teaching on the edge. What's the benefit of the Old Republic lightsaber? 967. Trilogear. So it's between 967 and 978. So there's an obvious winner there, isn't there? $978. Can't get better than 978. Trilogear. Nikud. 980. That's even better. But that is 1,000 credits. 1 million credits. Over 1 million credits for that. See if anyone's put any smaller stacks up. I don't want a huge stack of this stuff. Just need it to be good enough. 998. There you go. 998. I don't think we're going to get better than that. Tizzy, what's it? What's that? Duralit. I think I'm just going to go for the 998 here. Itakasi. Really, Kaxun. That's what we're going for. That's all we need. 998. Good. Right. So that's on Tatooine. Oh my goodness. Right. Next thing is the GP module. I don't know what that is or where it might be. I think it was probably just, it's probably a component. So GP module. 2 identical GP modules. GP module. I think it needs to be a factory crate, so let's look in factory crates. I'm hoping someone has put capped in the name of the module so that I know what the cap is, because without being a droid engineer it's hard to know. So that one is quality -391. Woof is a good crafter. I've seen their stuff before and it is quality 5.0, so that is probably the max if they've put it up. 471. Woof again, 5. I think 5 is the cap. 5 again. 3. It's weird, you get to know the crafters that are like the crafters that you trust. I need to start doing that more in my name, but I don't have enough faith in my food that I'm putting up to like claim it as the best. I'm only now figuring out what it means to actually cap something properly. So now I might start calling it Snuts Dinelian Pudding or something like that, but before, if I'd done that, I would have been naming it a slightly inferior product, and that's not something you should be putting your name to. Only now figuring that shit out. Yeah, let's buy from Woof because I know them and I feel like I want to give them my business. I've bought lots of crafting stuff. GP Electronics, identical GP module 5, an item count 20. It's a big stack though. I don't really want that many, but okay. GP, let me check again. 5, yeah, let's go. We'll grab that, and then the final thing is electronics memory module. Electronics memory module. Oh god. Alright, and what are these? Electronics GP module. These are 5 again, so we can get those from Wolf as well. I think these are it. That's it. Electronics memory module. I'm just starting to wonder whether it's actually possible to get the max for a crafted item of this sort if I'm not an engineer. If I'm not an engineer, can I actually do it? Can I actually cap it? I don't want to change profession just to do that though, because it's a real pain, as I'm sure you know, switching professions. And even then, if I switch professions, I'm not going to have like the crafting suit for an engineer, so that's a whole deal in itself. I think I'll try. I think I'll try crafting it, and if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I can't say we didn't try. Two-hander has a strength bonus. Okay, that would be cool. Is it as strong as the 5th generation one? Where am I? Junk loot that's where I go to buy all my junk loot. But it's Novigrad. Let's go there. Desh Copper. You know, you could get it just for the cosmetic, because you like the look of the thing. I would get that. Don't need to always min-max. I crafted a new lightsaber. I managed to get it to the top with what was it? With the socket this time. So that was good. I was doing it wrong. I was crafting wrong. Oh, point that at me. I'm scared. Ah. Dude, you're scaring me. Ah. Ah. Oh. Oh shit. Ah. Oh my god. Look at the droid. Just don't move. Don't move, sunshine. Alright, we're gonna go to Novigrad. Let's move. Move! Who doesn't like wandering from vendors? Just touring the galaxy, visiting vendors. Got to be done though. Yeah, I thought the 5th gen was the top, but if it has like a little stat bonus with the strength, it might be cool. Off. Resources. So I'm looking for that copper. What was it called? Dash copper. It was called. Wow. So if I just type the first 3 letters, it should come up. Wow. Yeah. Hacks for you guys, if you didn't know. You don't have to put. You don't have to put. You can actually put the resource name in and stuff. That's really cool. And then polymer next. Where does that's back to Tatooine? I came here first because it's the one that's not on Tatooine. Oh, two-hander. Everybody, Vatic's got a two-hander. Welcome to the most childish stream on Twitch. So the possibility of navigating asteroid field is approximately 3,720 to 1. Never tell me the odds. Let's turn all these waypoints on. 1, 2... Right. Mos Espa for the inert petrochemical. There's serious crafting business going on here, and I'm thinking about two-handers. That's a different kind of stream entirely. What is it, lifestyle streaming? Titty streaming? Yeah, I think that's fine. You know, as long as you're buying stuff that you know, I'm doing that all the time. You know, I think I've got a load of money and then you realize there's something else you need. Now I need to buy skill tapes for my medic and stuff. So I think that's just the game, isn't it? I don't think that'll ever end. But like you say, you need to find like a way to make money consistently in the game, and if you're not going to be crafting, it's got to be something combat related. Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible when you make that purchase. You thought you were ahead, and then you go back again. With the crafting, that's happening all the time, though. You have to buy stuff. You have to buy the resources, and you have to hope that you will make the money back. So, you know, I sympathise, dude. One solitary flora farm. I wonder what he's growing in that, eh? I think we can guess. Yes, it's a type of drug. It's a type of weed. Space weed. And what is the polymer called that I am looking for? It is called Itagasi. Itagasi. Details. 998. We're buying some good resources. And I'm so thankful they're in small stacks. The temptation is like when you're a crafter, or a miner I should say, when you put the harvesters all over, that's the way you make your money. So you want a big payday, so you put like big chunks up on the bazaar, but sometimes it pays to do lots of little ones instead. Right, so the electronics module, we're back to Valley of Death, are we? Yeah, they're there. Okay. What a cool city. Everything there that you could need. The harvesting idea is good, yeah. And that's, again, it's just a resource chasing game. Put them down and then forget about them for a month, and then go back and you've got a load of resources that you can sell. And it's kind of fun chasing across planets, searching down the best resources. You might get a taste for it. You know, once you get your first payday and you put that awesome gas that you found on the vendor, it might make the chore of going searching for it like a little bit more appealing. So, it was in factory crates. GP module is one of the things that we need, so I need that. Oh, buy. Please, can I have that? Thank you. And what else did I need? GP module, and it was an electronics module, was it? What's it called? An electronics memory module. Electronics spell it correctly, that would help. Electronics memory module, 20 in that stack. All plus 5. Well, I think that is what we need. We've got all the items we need. Now I need to concentrate. I have my checklist of things that I need to use before I can craft well. Just delete these vendors so I don't get clogged up. We've done all our buying and selling. Here's the crafting bit. Crafting bit. Let's go back home. Home is the first stop because I need to get a crafting buff from deck. We need amazing success chance and basic assembly chance, assembly success rate buff. Let me look at my thing here. Checklist of things. Entertainer buff, equip gear, power-ups, food and drink. I don't have... Should I get power-ups? To general assembly? Power-ups? What have I got at the minute? Skill. Artisan assembly is at 122. Food assembly 142. Artisan assembly. You see, I don't even know what kind of assembly I need for this thing. Maybe after all this work I should just wiki it, do a little bit of research here before I try and see if there's something else I need to do to get the +3. So that was a lot of grinding. So alias Holocran after completing the 4th altar repair and turning in the witch sage. So it's the crafting interface module. Crafting scanner interface. How to craft. Crafting scanner interface. SWG crafting scanner interface. Somebody tell me how to create it. Crafting scanner interface. Be equal to using a Bespin port with +1, +2 or +3, but I could be wrong. Blah, 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 blah. 3 extra amazings per week. Okay, so when crafted it gives +1 amazing roll. Important to obtain an old logical unit and to use capped resources and capped droid engineer components. If you complete the trader quest, you get a holocron. When you unlock that, you get an old logical... When you unlock that, you get a holocron. When you unlock that, you get an old logical unit. What do you mean when I unlock it? Huh? Huh? Maybe something has changed in the meantime. +75 strength. Five crystals. 12, 45. Yeah, that sounds good. That's the wrong item entirely. Well, there's not much information on this online that I can see. I mean, it's such a niche little thing in the game, isn't it? Witches of Dathomir. Is there any way I can tell what kind of experimentation I need for this kind of draft schematic? Is it droid engineering or general artisan assembly, I wonder? Let me see if I've got everything I need here. One, that. So I don't know what it's talking about when you unlock that, like some kind of droid interface, but Let's log deck in. Well, it's been a crafty stream. One-handed saber. Is it a one-handed Old Republic saber? Let me see what is going on here. Going to be treated to some more music from the absolutely stunning deck. I would really like to cap it though. Possible. Got the Pyolian cake. Got the Bespin port. Styptic powder I could use to get some luck, maybe. I don't think luck factors into crafting success chances, though. People use it, but I don't think it makes a difference. Clothing power-ups. Food assembly, that's not what I need. Artisan assembly. So if I just keep an eye on artisan assembly, 120 general assembly skill. You, sir, can have crafting assembly. Increase to assembly and experience gain for all types of crafting. +2, +10, so that, and then amazing success chance. So it kind of, whatever you're spec'd in, it just makes it better. So that doesn't really help us nail down something that might give us a boost, whatever. So that takes artisan assembly up to 132. There may be a polearm as well. Yeah, and I think you get the schematics from some of that HK47 questage. Don't know if they drop from an enemy or you get them as a reward. I think they drop from one of the bosses. What have I got in here? I have artisan assembly. Right, one more thing I might do, because it couldn't hurt, is to get some artisan assembly power-ups. And then we'll go and try and craft it. I don't think it's... I think it makes more sense that it's artisan assembly than droid assembly, because it's not a droid. I think that's where they drop from. Or it might be, what's Mulfasa? Not Mulfasa. Sher Kai, the big scorpion. Pretty sure it's something on Mustafar. If I were really dedicated, I would create an artisan assembly suit, but screw it. Item, miscellaneous. Item, clothing power-up, armor power-up. And we are looking for artisan assembly of, let's go for 30, that seems quite good, and then 5,000 as a max. Artisan assembly, maybe the maximum needs to be what? 12? And the top can be 60. Add. Really? Has no one got those? That seems hard to believe. So, artisan. Artisan assembly. No one has any artisan assembly. Advanced assembly? What's that? I don't even know what that responds, what that refers to. General assembly? Wasn't there one called General Assembly at one time? General assembly skill? Weapon assembly? Let's just have a look, see if there's advanced assembly. But if they're assembly, maybe if I type assembly, and I'll get a selection of things. Food assembly, weapon assembly, armor assembly, booster assembly, droid assembly, structure assembly. God, it's all lightsaber assembly. All it is Jedis on this flipping game. Wow, that really is a lot of lightsaber assembly power-ups. Can't find anything else. Jeez. Oh, something else. Armor. Some armor for a while. We have a weapon. Assembly, lightsaber, clothing. Right, that's it. So I don't think there's anything. I'm going to go and try and craft this thing. Let's go. There's nothing else I can do. I've already got a buff. Clothing buff. Entertainer buff. I got that artisan's dexterity, artisan experimentation roll for artisan items by +3 per point spent. Well, if even grants +1 experimentation point for artisan items, +10 experimentation skill equals 1 point during crafting. Maybe. Screw it. Let's go. Select travel. I'm not messing around with my build again. I've done enough of that. If I get a +2 chance to Crafting success rates, I'll be happy with that. Valley of Death, purchase ticket. Let's go. That's high strength, flipping out. Plus 75 strength. I wonder if that'll be more effective ultimately for you rather than the DPS that's added from the 5th gen saber. Just go around with it for a while and experiment and see if you do. It feels like you're doing more damage. Like sometimes it's just instinct, isn't it? If you're killing things slightly faster, it probably means it's better. It just matters, you know, you got to be careful what you're killing, isn't it? Like, if something is susceptible, more susceptible to strength, could give you a false sense of it. I don't know. Then it's just trial and error, I guess. Keep trying lots of different things. Electronics module, blah blah blah. Entertainer buff, equip gear, power-ups, food and drink. Research center. I'm going to equip my reverse engineering stuff anyway, because that has look on it, on everything. Well, look doesn't make any difference when crafting, but, you know, I'm superstitious. Let's try. Okay. Crafting scanner interface. The moment of truth. Let's eat some cake. Assembly bonus. Oh, I'm tense. 998 quality. That's really good. Not often you get that high 100% amazing success chance. Overall quality, crafting enhancement. Oh, let's go for it. Fingers crossed. Go. We got 29. Amazing success bonus chance is currently 2. Can we make it better with the experimentation? Let's hope. Hopefully we can. Bespin port. Go. Let's get drunk while we craft. Run experiment. Amazing success. Let's try again. Another experiment. Come on. Give me 3. Oh, jeez. It's still on 2. How do I get 3? This is the last chance. No, it isn't. I got one more experimentation point. I've used everything I've got here. Everything. Run experiment. 3! You beauty! Yes! Final experimentation point did it. Oh, nice one. I'm so happy. I got the best version you could get. Ha ha! Nice. Done experimenting. Crafting scanner interface. Yes. Oh, I'm so happy with that. Temporary schematic has gone away. I don't need it. Happy days, happy days. That is like getting the Sith holocron for a dropping for a combat character who's looking for it for their belt for a Jedi. That is awesome. Counting down. It's my crafting station is making it. Yeah, that's cool. So you really do have to like use all the top resources, and you have to keep experimenting right up to that last point to get the level 3. You know, this is like, I enjoy this, but I'm always worried about putting crafting videos up. But I think maybe for people who are into crafting, they might enjoy this. So I really didn't think I would put this up, but now I've actually created an item. Yeah, for reference, if you go online, if you go to the bazaar and type in crafting scanner interface and look at the items on the bazaar and how much one costs that has a level 3 amazing success chance, that'll give you an idea of the... In fact, I'll do it myself just to give you an idea of the value of that item. It kind of puts it into perspective. It's a very high value thing. Oh, nice. Oh, we've achieved something during the stream again. We achieved something the other night. I've achieved something tonight with the crafting. I achieved something with combat. I like achieving. I'm an achiever. Not that money matters, but it gives you a sense of rarity. So if you created a crafting character and helped them through the Witches of Dathomir, like people were asking how to make money in the game earlier, if you were to create a crafting character, help him through the Witches of Dathomir quest, do this like little crafting quest here, you know, you saw the grinding involved, and then got this item for them, even if you didn't want to be a crafter, you've got this item to sell, which is a crafting scanner interface. Crafting... Crafting scanner interface. There are only 5 on the bazaar. One's a schematic. So the 2-point crafting scanner interface is worth 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 million. And the only crafting scanner interface on the bazaar with a amazing success chance of 3 is worth 50 million. Yeah, that's right, isn't it? 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 figures. So 50, that's a 50 million credit item that we got for Snort. So not bad going. And we got some decent resources to put in our little box of good resources. So we didn't need the power-ups for the artisan assembly and stuff. We just needed the really good resources and the capped interface modules and stuff. So that's good, because it was a bit bollocksy. It didn't really tell you what you needed, like to cap it. And it's not bio-linked either, so you can use it for a while and sell it if you feel like it without any problems. It looks like it doesn't have luck, does it? So I have to swap that out when I'm using reverse engineering. There's certain things in the game that kind of I think people do through superstition, like having luck on crafting items. So if you've got a crafting knife, for instance, with food assembly and food experimentation, people put luck on. And but I don't think luck has any difference, makes any difference at all. So it makes a difference to reverse engineering, but not to crafting. So I really don't think it's needed. Food assembly. Yeah, I've got it on 2 of those. Anyway, let's tidy up. Nice, nice. The question is, do I have an electronics memory module? I don't know any droid engineers. Are there any droid engineers in chat who want these memory modules? Put them. Yes, I put them in loot. You know, I should change this. Should change the name of this to set name for sale. For sale. So I've got other stuff in there other than loot. Well, nice. I achieved something that I really wanted to achieve tonight, so I hope you guys enjoyed watching me do that, and thank you for keeping me company. Whatever you're doing in game, I hope you have success also, and I'm going to try again and stream tomorrow at the same time, 6 PM GMT, which I think is 1 PM Central Time. 5 hours behind Central Time from GMT, I think. Alright, so I will see you guys later. The stream has come to an end, and now I can eat some fajitas and mince. Alright guys, I'll see you later. Thanks for joining me. Oh, there's Deck. How do I stop streaming? I always forget. Bye!